Who do you know? Seriously, who do you know who might make a great church worker? Maybe it's a young man who would make a fine pastor, or a young woman who could be a wonderful deaconess. Maybe it's a young person in your life who loves to teach, could be a teacher or director of Christian education, sing or play an instrument. So many of us in church work today can recall a pastor or teacher or relative or family friend who encouraged us to consider church work and who prayed for us along the way. God used them in our lives. It says in St. Matthew's Gospel, when Jesus saw the crowds, he had compassion for them because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest." I'm here at Grace Lutheran Church in St. Petersburg, Florida, with Pastor Kevin Lockrand. Isn't this a magnificent sanctuary? Pastor, tell us about it.
Thank you so much for being here, President
great to see
Harrison.
you.
Welcome. Yes, this sanctuary was constructed about 60 years ago or so. The purpose of moving to this location was to move our day school here that was beginning to grow and thrive. Since that time, our day school has graduated thousands of students. They've heard the good news of Jesus Christ, just like what you see depicted on the Christ window that's behind me. The birth of Jesus, the life of Jesus, the death of Jesus for their forgiveness. At the same time, we've encouraged our young people to serve churches, whether as a layperson or even, for some, in church work vocations.
Fantastic. And you have a really strong history of people coming from this congregation to serve as pastors and teachers. So tell me about that.
Sure. In fact, that's been twofold. So we've had a number of vicars here. We've even had a deaconess intern here. We've had student teachers. We've called teachers from the Concordias. We currently have a student at the St. Louis Seminary. He's in his last year there. We also have a freshman who's in the church music program at Concordia Mequon. And one of our scholars recently graduated from St. Louis and was ordained just 3 weeks ago. We always are praying for our church workers. We pray for you regularly. We pray for sister congregations. We pray for the workers here at Grace. And then when the scriptures allow for it, we preach about church vocation very frequently from the pulpit. And as we see young people that we think would be especially suited for service, well, then we pull them aside and we talk to them and we encourage them.
Pastor, I've always thought that being a church worker, in my case a pastor, was the greatest privilege. And what I've always enjoyed about it is that you're with people in their greatest moments, including shepherding new people, new Christians into the church, or people coming to the Lutheran Church for specific reasons because of our teaching of grace or the sacraments or because of worship, any number of reasons. And those are just fabulous moments, baptisms, marriages, etc. And then you're with the same people at their absolute worst and most difficult moments. And it is such an honor to be loved as you serve people in that way. What do you find? Do you find that to be true with you?
Oh, absolutely, President Harrison. It's amazing. And I've been here almost 13 years now. So I'm at that point where our seventh graders, the young scholars that are in confirmation, I baptized them. Perhaps I even married their mom and their dad, maybe even baptized one of their parents. You're with people in times of their lives that you never imagined that you would be with people during. It's an incredible blessing. It really is.
Yeah, and you get paid to read the Bible.
You do?
Which is really great. So the question is this: who do you know who might become a pastor, a teacher, a school administrator, a director of Christian education, a parish musician, or deaconess? Talk to that person. Encourage that person to check out the possibilities. The Lord will take care. The Lord will provide what's needed. The Lord will provide the church and the help to help that person discern if those vocations are something to be pursued. pray the Lord of the harvest send workers. He asks us to pray like that and promises to hear us. Our Concordias and seminaries are eager to receive them and prepare them to share the gospel and bear Christ's mercy. God bless you all. Thanks, Pastor.
Amen. Thank you so much, President Harrison.
Thank you.
Yeah.